because I know I am. And my love is genuine. What I'm doing is genuine. I'm not doing what I'm doing for myself, but I'm doing it uh, for and on behalf of our people. And not all skin is kin.
That's right.
And everybody that comes to me, come before me, uh, some of them be uh, wolves in sheep clothing.
Yep. Wrapped in the gentle.
Yeah, doing black magic, as they call it, doing voodoo. But it doesn't work on me because I'm too pure in my heart. And if you
That's
guys
something they
don't
don't get.
know that yet, then you really don't know me. And and I wouldn't be in this position if I wasn't shielded by the love in my heart. And that's all there is going on is divine feminine love because love conquers everything. My personal life ain't no damn body's business. I'm not no whore. I don't whore around. But Big Mama always would tell her children, you better stay out of grown folks' business. And I'm saying that uh that in love that when you start meddling in my personal life, which I realize that I have a limited personal life because of who I am. That's why I'm always careful about how I do a thing and how I handle my life because even if I think it's private, because of my position, I know that it's a limited privacy that I have. And I recognize that. And I'm okay with that. But I'm always cautious about how I do a thing or how I handle my personal life because I don't want to give people too much to talk about.
And you know us, we love gossip.
Yeah, I
We
mean,
love gossip.
yeah.
That
I mean, I've done enough good that if I miss a damn step, you have to just look over and be like, okay, well, she missed a step, but that don't take away from nothing that who I am and my work that I've done, because let my work speak for itself. And I don't feel that I have to explain myself to anybody because I'm a grown woman. I mean, a really grown up woman. And
but
I'm not here to people please. I'm here to do the work of other people. And that's the difference. So I thank you, my son, to watch my back, school me on what's going on and how it's going down. So I won't be surprised by uh, the wolves in sheep clothing.
the way that they expect, right, for people to do the work we doing, they want us to be robots. They don't want us to be have a human element, a mortal element, right? That means we're not allowed to make the same mistakes as everybody else without being judged 100 times harder. So it tends to push us to the back burners of society and trap us in the Hayoka hut until the work is done. Because the work is gonna get done in your face, direct, straight up, ain't no ducking, ain't no running, ain't no hiding. We don't operate the way them other people operate.
No, we don't.
So by me keeping you aware every step of the way, people really believing that they got you deceived until it's too late. They just stuck their head in the lion mouth and didn't know how to get it out.
Yeah.
So regardless, everybody got to have some room for error because I ain't found the squeaky clean MFer yet. I ain't found one. Everybody that been through their struggles, that's who made us qualified for the job after we overcame them struggles. But the other people scared of the struggles. That's why they don't got the job because they never prepared themselves to take on this magnitude of work by going into the darkness and addressing them shadows that running around and thrusting on everybody else that they carrying with them. I don't want your demons. I can fight my own. Mine answer to me now. They used to torment me until I made them sit their ass down,
I know that's right.
right? And when I made them sit down, then they realized who I was, and then they want to start come groveling. It's too late now.
Yeah, it is.
You had a chance to do the right thing when you was in the position to do the right thing, and you decided that you was gonna be slick, cunning, conniving, backbiting, underhanded, two-faced, deceptive, and we ain't supposed to be caught on in all of this time. It's the same MO. The MO haven't changed since Babylon.
Hmm.
So if the MO ain't changed and I'm very fluent in history, I'm following the MO. This is how they operate.
Yeah, yeah.
And then by me having the blood of the people of the land, I know how we operate.
Hmm.
So now that make the all of the fraud stand out to me more than everybody else.
Yeah.
But that comes with tuning in, doing the shadow work, getting them spiritual whoopings for being resistant to doing the work. Cause I got people that'll tell you. When I went to these people and everybody shut their door in my face, I was like, F them niggas. They on their own.
Yeah.
Then my mama sent me back. She said, go do it on your own. You don't need them no way. They need you. The same thing I told you. You sit on your head. Cause they gonna have to come with their hands out at the end of the day.
Some people, I had one person on TikTok say they're kind of lost about what we're talking about. Um, we can talk about it in a general way without having to go into details, if you would. Um,
Right. So what we're talking about is the struggle to apply our tribal right using our tribal method. And the people that's coming against us to try and attempt to stop it. And they want to override the blood right with a contract. We don't want no contract. We don't want your fiat. And we don't want your musty ass on the land no more. But our people was confused about who the real enemies is. So when we move the real enemy off the land, and everybody they believe the enemy ain't gone, they gonna be confused. Because they stuck in the old system. The old system was designed to conceal the real enemy and put a propped up enemy in front of you so you forever fighting the phantom.
so recently, uh, just this happened that we have uh, folks that think
Thought they were
that
slicker than me.
they were slicker than my son, but he's the slickest of the slicker. So that's what I can say about that. But I've overcome that, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
and and um and you said that I would survive it, and I did. Uh
Did you learn from it?
I learned a lot. I did. Uh
That's
I
the
learned
most important
what I
thing.
did learn is that everybody around me ain't for me. And that even in that there is love still that I show because I'm the winner. I'm always going to win with love. And that's all I know. I don't know anything else. If you try to steer me in another direction, uh I feel the like the magnetic field keeping me centered to stay in love, stay in divine feminine energy. Because if I fall and down into that, then everything plummets back to the way it was. So my response is always going to be love. I'll be more hurt and devastated, but I won't never come at anybody any other way but love. And Big Mama, uh, mamas have love, want to be loved, want to have a meaningful relationship with someone, uh, in a respectful manner. And what I can say is that I'm very respectful and very mindful of who I am and how I do a thing. And who I love and who I don't love and how I do a thing, as long as I'm being respectful and not degrading myself, I don't think it's nobody's business. And trying to defame me because of that is a low ball. That's like hitting Big Mama below the gut. And so, but yes, I did learn a lot, son, about how people really are and how people uh will
Come
take
with a
the
gym.
littlest thing about us and try to make it some huge thing. And but that didn't happen. You went on mute, son. It didn't happen because there is no fault in love. And always remember that. There's no fault in love and being loved. I yield. You have to unmute.
Yeah. So that's the whole thing is everybody is looking for an excuse, but they can't override the blood and they can't override the right. No matter what games they play, no matter how they try to be slick, it don't matter. Can't override the ones with the birthright, reclaiming their birthright, following the same practice we follow every time we come. This time you learn something so valuable that when the mitochondria come online, it'll never work again.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And I've had a people have noticed that I've had a energy shift. And nothing one of the things I explained to someone yesterday, that everything changes. Change is always going to be inevitable, and there are going to be chapters to my life and your life, you see. And because there is always a transcending going on, and some people are ascending, some people are descending, Some people transcend. I'm transcending, right? And nothing stays the same. If you remember the song at the coronation was everything must change and nothing stays the same. And yes, there was a shift and I'm different. That's because I've gotten some upgrades and uploads, which happened to happen on the summer, is it summer solstice? On June the 21st, I had this visitation and I was on my way to an appointment and I was on my way to pick my granddaughter up. And but I didn't make it. I went in and all of a sudden this huge uh voltage of energy came over me while I was driving. And I stopped to get gas and I went past the gas pump and went to the parking area of the store. And I was sitting there having an out of body experience. And I was talking to myself while I was seemed like out of my body, right? And I said, I don't know why I'm sitting here in the front of the store. I'm supposed to be getting gas. So I went back and I drove back to the pump and I went, it seemed like I kept going in and out of rims. And I went in a store and I just remember bits and pieces of being in the store and got to the counter and I said, you know, if someone looked in the camera at me, they would have thought I was drunk. I had lost uh thought on how to use my debit card. And I thought I was at the counter to pay for my gas, but I had already paid for my gas at the pump. So I was in and out. And when I got back to my car, um, I took the gas pump out of the gas tank, put it back up, got in my car, got ready to get on the highway, and all of a sudden that upload was so overwhelming that I had to pull off side the road and I was trying to call somebody to help me, to talk to me. And I ended up going back home. And when I came back home, I wouldn't go in the house. And I sat out on my porch and until someone came. And I know that my ancestors had come for me and talk to me to say, you know, we're going to finish up because I know you're tired and that you're ready to return. I am ready to return. Uh, because I've received a lot more love than I have hate. I can say that. But I've had the ones who have done things and been deceitful about who they are and what they came here for. And and it's had a lasting impact on me. Yes, I've been poisoned. Yes, there have been people who have done uh root what they say voodoo on, tried to usurp me, tried to enter my auric field. There's all kind of witchery going on around here and a lot of warlocking going on. But I'm still here and I'm still unscathed and I'm still centered in what it is that I'm supposed to do. And yes, I've been poisoned several times, but I
Man, that's why I
still,
say people don't know what we went through
yeah,
in order to prove who we was to be where we are. So because they haven't seen it, that's why Dr. G did a show with me called The Under Years, where she wanted me to tell her a lot of the stuff that I had been through. But we barely scratched the iceberg. And the
yeah,
show was 2 hours long.
yeah, because we don't even talk about it. I mean, this is the first time I've ever, talked about this stuff live because people don't realize that, and I'm looking between my TikTok and YouTube. People
Mhm.
don't realize that we light workers um suffer a lot from what thank you. Somebody said use char. I got some activated charcoal and all that good stuff. That's why I'm still around because I know how to things you we can do to counteract these things that people do to us. And but we don't talk about the hardships of how people have talked about us like dogs and done nefarious things to us and but we still here and we still because we're committed to the task. And what I can say is it's no trickery that anybody has done that has been successful at the end of the day. It may knock us down for a minute, but we come back because the ancestors are looking after us and making sure that we're going to finish the task so we can return back to where we came from. We don't have a desire to stay here among folks. I know I don't. I'm just only here.
I love Earth. I ain't going nowhere.
I know you ain't, but I'm going back. I'm leaving my son the comforter for you. But I'm ready. But I know it's not gonna be anytime before time. And so I don't I don't worry about these things anymore and cry about things. I've grown tough over the years of my endeavors with folks. So, son,
Yeah, I was talking to my brother. I ain't want to be on
that's okay.
it. So a lot of people don't understand the quality of the spiritual protection that's around us. So to give them an insight, there is no gold vault on earth more powerful than the spiritual protection we walk with. In our book of life, no matter how bad it looked like we're struggling, this is what we wrote in order for us to solve the problem. We came in spiritually protected by the highest forces of spiritual energy that can manifest in 3D around us. There's no forces formed against us that are going to prosper. And that's not braggadocious. It's just because of what we were supposed to do, the spirit ancestral realm rallied behind the protection. We got protection from multiple star systems in the physical realm in the form of what we call conjure magic,
Mhm.
which is really the science of manipulating higher energies without using physical tools. You use energy to control energy. So the ancestors sent us with protection and source sent us with protection. And when source send you with protection, they can do whatever they want to do. They're not going to be successful.
That's right.
It's going to always be a Barney Fife fumbling the gun.
Mm-hmm.
when it's time to shoot us. It's not going to work. When you look in the eyes of some of the people I done looked in the eyes of, and you see their soul is totally dead,
Yeah.
right? I'm looking in the eyes of serial killers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Having conversations with them because I need to understand the psychological makeup of serial killers before I hit the street and start trying to stop people from raising serial killers. Every serial killer's upbringing is the same MO. MO never changed on nan serial killer except the ones that wasn't serial killers that they falsely accused, like Charles Manson. Most people believe Charles Manson was a serial killer, and when I tell them Charles never killed nobody, they don't believe me. So I challenge them to go find me any case where Charles Manson killed anybody with his hands, and they can't find it. And then they want to know why did the man have to stay in prison so long? Because he wouldn't follow the script. He did not want to go with the agenda to start a race war. He was trained by one of the greatest MK Ultra mind control specialists in the world to go start Helter Skelter race war.
Mm-hmm.
You know what he did? He told the brothers in the hood. Then they wanted to get the brothers in the hood to be the opposing general, Joseph Sekou. We remember him from Patty Hearst.
Mm-hmm.
So he supposed to lead us to go fight all of the people Charles Manson lead. Then they both did the opposite when they got home.
Mm.
FTW. Charles Manson was the first whistleblower on record to the deeper conspiracies of the government. Well, how did Charles know? The CIA operative that was training him was telling him the secrets because he thought that he had Charles under his control. He never did. So then they sent in the agent Tex, the one that told all the girls Charles said kill these people, while Charles is at the ranch. And then his case is so good because if you just not studying it, you would think that the second murder scene they went to, Charles was there. Because when they found out that he wasn't there, they had to change their story because he wasn't at the first one. He had to be at one of them in order to charge him with any other murders. So
Mm.
he wasn't at the second one, but Tex told him he was. They said he never came in. He stayed out in the car, and I'm the only one to talk to him. And he's a whole agent. But that wasn't the original story that's told in the transcript,
Mm-hmm.
right? So now they didn't railroaded Charles because he won't do they dirt. They blue sent you up because he won't do they dirt. And he started doing to them what they was doing to the big mama banks, upsetting their financial market until they banks start shutting down. Hey, you know he got to go. If you go back and you look up Ray on Joseph Sekou, you're gonna find out they literally blew him up the same way they did John Africa in Philadelphia. It wasn't even remnants left. They blew the whole building up. And then they turned around and said that they didn't do it, that he did it. That don't make sense because he was having a shootout with him. So why would he blow himself up and shoot it out with you for
Well, we
hours?
well we definitely don't have to worry about them alphabets after that. What is the Chevron
Chevron deferred.
deference?
Yeah.
Well, why they had to
So
change? Why did this keep it as the Chevron document? Why they have to try to camouflage the document itself? You know, it's so much that has gone on with the movement and getting obstacles out of our way, on top of our own people. That's a lot sometimes. for all of us to endure. It's it's mind boggling. Uh, but a lot of times I put a like like a
Blinders.
blinders on. I gotta look straight ahead, because if I take the blinders off and I start looking around and seeing all the craziness, the different Bidens, the different people in uproar, I can feel it because I'm an empath. So I have to put the blinders on so that I can stay focused, so that we can make it to the finish line. And we've made it to the finish line now. So now we're resting after we've crossed over. So all we're doing now is sitting and getting our breath so that we can get the rest that we need, because the real work is actually going to begin, and we need to shift our energies and replenish ourselves so that we can go ahead and get the work done, because that's the big puzzle. The biggest piece of the puzzle is now to get the work done, because the fighting against us, these alphabet agencies that have been fighting against us, the humanity, has now society. This like it's done. So all the goodness and greatness that we've been uh waiting for, we don't have to wait anymore. It's just that people have to shift from the drama, because that stuff really don't exist in our world. I mean, I find uh solace and I find peace at home, because when I walk out there, and I only go when I have to go somewhere, and I come home, like I go to the grocery store, go pick up my mail, these kind of things. um we do the minimum of what we have to do, but we're really an empath, that we're loners, and we have to like be alone for peace, because most of everybody's still caught up in the drama, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. And a lot of it too, the work that we doing forces us to be isolated by most people.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of times when you start telling the truth, and people find out they get tricked, they don't be mad at the person who tricked them. They mad at the person that exposed the trick. Why you tell me I was being tricked? I was living my life perfectly fine, not knowing I was deceived. Now I got to figure out something.
Yeah, yeah,
Right. Well, I'm here to make them uncomfortably informed about their deception and how it worked, so that once they spiritual ancestors get a hold of the mechanics of the deception, it won't work on them no more.
yeah. And that's what
Right.
happened this past week or so. And I get it. I do. I get it. um I don't hate anybody, and I'm at peace with everybody. Even when you're not at peace with me, I'm at peace with you. I refuse to get into it with people about nothing. I mind my business. I don't try to mind nobody else's business. And I do a good job at minding my business, because I got some business to mind, and I mind my mind. So and I think people should mind their own business. I really
Now, if they
do.
ran their own business, that would require them to work on their self-interest, and that's where the problem is. That's the biggest problem. But the next generation, they are ready to do the self-work. These youngsters coming up now ready to work on themselves. They ready to activate their DNA. They ready to turn on their higher frequency energies, which we're going to be doing a cheat sheet on that for the sisters. So be looking for me and Empress to, we're going to probably we're going to do a flyer first.
We can. I'll get Renee to work on it for us.
Okay. So what we're going to be talking about is we going to be going into the mitochondrial DNA structure in the meditations and supplements to help activate higher output of energy from mitochondria. And just some of the things is going to make you look more youthful as it, and then you're going to have a
But
glow,
do I need to
a
look a little
natural.
bit more youthful? You
No,
think I need
you got your glow already.
to?
Everybody don't got their glow yet. They don't know what to do to turn it on. So we got to
We
give
have
them a
to help
caboose.
them. So we have to
Yeah.
help us to help them to turn on their glow then. So when do you want to look at doing that?
Um, we had discussed that. I got to put together a few seats for us to post up so we can make it more simplified so people have visuals
Okay.
where they can understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They can see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what would you like to say in words of wisdom, the wow words of wisdom uh with folks tonight?
So wise words for today. When you got the blood in the right, ain't nobody do you wrong no matter how hard they try. It might look like they doing you wrong, but the universe gonna give you a benefit from it. In the downfall they was looking for you to take, my mama said they should have dug two ditches because they're gonna be in that first one. So as my mom would say, she quote her Bible scripture, say, fret not thyself because of evildoers. We ain't worried about them. We see them for they come. So if they can't trick me, they sure as hell can't trick you. Because I know all of the games. I sat under the feet of all of the masters in the hood, at the barber shop, on the street corner, in the alley. All of the games, I know all of the kinds. I talked to all of the kind artists that ran the kind games while I was locked up to get the game on how the kind worked so I can know how to build a defense to the kind games.
Yeah,
So it don't matter what they running, we well insulated from the shenanigans.
yeah. We survived it. So because we survived it, there's no that's the end to it. That's the end. We're here now. We got we you didn't win. We won. Love always wins.
And
Greatness
that's
is upon all of us who have done the work. And
and it's my birthday right now, 11/10, born again on the clock. Just want to throw that in there right quick.
oh,
So it's on
11/10. Okay. It's
the
11/10, Rod's Earth Day. So you guys remember that, right? Um, so we here, I mean, it's very rare that you and I show up together. So if me and my son show up, there's a concern and there's something that we need to express to have people to uh listen to the words of our experience, because experience is the best teacher. And I experienced something, and I don't look like what I've been through. That's for sure.
You tell me. I'm supposed to be scratched up like an old match dog right now.
Some good things are happening. It really are. Our matriarch website, courtesy of Copper Armor, and courtesy of Erica, and let's see, it said they detected some activity. So let's see. Oh, they want me to put that little puzzle thing in there. Hold on. I think I missed the puzzle. Okay, there we go. Hold on. Go back. There we go. All right. Verification complete. Okay. So, yes. So Erica and Copper Armor and, of course, Helena, uh, they all are working on the Matriarch website. It's exciting. So, they're also creating, the, uh, the agenda to get the matriarchs cleaned up here. And so there is the 12 universal laws, the 12 steps to sovereignty, and the 12 traditions of sovereignty, and the 12 promises. So that our matriarch can understand that they have to shift their thinking. A lot of them are looking for seats. And what you're going to find out is you run the seats of all your offices. You are your government. And a lot of people are coming in with the concept of the old way of how government is. And we have to teach them. We have to show them different.
Somebody in the comments was saying, I'm glad y'all brought this positive message. I'm tired of the fear mongering. I'm so sick of the fear mongering.
Yeah.
Because they just, we not finna have no nuclear holocaust. It's not finna happen.
Nope.
We not finna have no world war, nothing. We not, all we doing is getting the infiltrators and the imposters out right now. We ain't finna go through none of that. Now, all of that, all the devil taking over the new world order. The new world order is the matriarch.
Yeah, there's a new world order
The
right
new
here.
world, yeah, the new world order. The new world order is the old world order, the
Yeah,
matriarch.
yeah.
Because you got to go back to the beginning before the problem existed in order to get rid of the problem.
Hmm.
So you can't physically move back in time, but you can move the conditions back to a prior system that's grandfathered in,
Hmm.
like the grandmother clause. That's the big mama clause, that it's going to always be a sacerdotal seat. In Egypt, it was called the seat of Osset.
Hmm.
In the Middle East, it was called the seat of Inanna. In Greece, it was called the Cleopatra seat. In India, it was called the Kalima seat. And I go on and on all over the world, but it still boiled down to the same thing. At the end of the day, Earth is a feminine planet, and the divine feminine in a right frequency will heal the earth for all of the destruction of man for the last umpteen hundred years.
Hmm.
But if they don't move back into that energy, if they don't activate that eight-tone frequency, that love frequency, to raise that vibration of the heart chakra to overtake the crown chakra, where that energy is radiant, right? These sisters got 60-foot auras. That means that if you 60 feet from her, you can feel her energy presence before you see her when she activated. In football terms, that's 20 yards in any direction, right? So those women create a grid around the planet like Tesla coils and a oracle, right? They use these trauma experiences to keep us in that fear mongering mode. But I don't got gloom and doom. I'm looking at in front of me. I got prosperity. I got love. I got peace. I got freedom. And all of that rests on the reestablishment of justice, that which is just, which is the perfect balance. So restore the balance by putting the power where the power belongs, the machine run the way it's supposed to run, and then we go back to having heaven on earth. That's all. That's that simple. They use all of the fear mongering and the scare tactics and the uh, threats to keep you vibrating at the lowest possible frequency. But guess what? We up now.
Mhm.
We up now.
Mhm.
They can't bring us down no more. They don't have what it takes. As Axel Foley said, there's a new sheriff in town.
Yeah, no, I'm just so happy. Um, I think like my last, whatever it was that I experienced, uh, it just like it took me to the moon and the sun. It's like one big leap into the abyss. And I'm settled in my spirit. I
You was
really
taking a
am.
leap into the future of a better tomorrow.
Yeah.
And the way that you described it is telling us we're not diving off a cliff. We diving into the universe. They thought we was falling down, but we was rising up in front of their eyes like a cake in the oven with the light on.
Yeah.
All the kids around the oven watching the cake rise. And mom said, don't you bump my oven, make my cake fall.
We fall. That's right. And then when it's all said and done, we have to wait till it cool off and take it out and put the icing on it. Well, the icing is on the cake now. And we're getting ready to serve the cake up. Because if y'all know what's getting ready to happen across this planet because Big Mama is in her seat, y'all would come and you would be grateful uh that I'm here and the table is set. And the only thing I'm waiting for is the food to get done out of the oven. The cake is on the back porch, cooling off on the cake plate, ready to shake it up off that out of that the baking the cake pan. And I'm grateful that the universe saw fit to entrust me with this task. And out of the trillions of people on this planet, that I was chosen with the bloodline and the blood right to usher back in the matriarch. And now I know why uh these men folks didn't like me or didn't care for me or just kind of stood back and in hopes that I would fall, in hopes that they could stay in power if they wouldn't help me. But I'm here to tell you it didn't work. You showed your hand. And now when you get ready, when your food supply get ready to be cut off, and that you thought that you had and you wouldn't share, that's all right, because it's going to dry up and you're going to have to come and you're going to have to ask and you're going to have to because you're going to starve because this system that you patriots are holding up, guess what? You can see it crumbling. It's already there. I don't even think it's on life support anymore. Because Big Mama is
Flatline.
here now. The matriarch is sitting in her seat, and you stiff-necked patriarchs, Big Mama home. And her son is here to make sure she sat on her seat and reign forevermore. You won't be able to do what you've done to society and done to our children and take from us as women, disrespect us anymore. Hold back. Keep the secrets in your secret societies. You didn't have to come to my rescue. I just wanted to see if you would come and at least offer your sorry hands to help me. Because after all, I really didn't need your help. I just wanted to see, would you? And you didn't. And I've knocked 3 times and you didn't let me in, and I'll shake the dust off of my feet and I'll keep it moving.
I told you they
So,
wouldn't let me in because they said I ain't had no alphabet behind my name, so I can't know what needs to be known in order to exercise my birthright. They kept closing the door in my face. But y'all the niggas is suffering, not me, because I'm gonna make the best out of anything. I'm gonna get it from the dirt, from the fat of the land. Hell, they could send me to space and I'm gonna get it off the dust of the stars. It don't even matter.
I know.
You know, they can't put me in the condition that I can't um sustain myself with what I am.
Yeah.
They gonna need me sooner or later, like they gonna need you sooner or later.
Yeah.
I just don't want the ass kissing that's coming. That's the part I don't want. It's coming. I don't want it though. I don't want the suck ups. I don't want the ass kickers. No. But it's coming. When they realize what's really just happened, and then all of the ones that was full of hot air and smoke, what they call haughty, or as they say in Jamaica, them with them chest high, right? They about to be deflated. They about to be deflated because they can't stop.
Yeah. All is well.
So we about ready to wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
I'm gonna leave y'all with these lyrics I wrote. I came through it all. Still I stand tall. The world want to know how I continue to ball. If the game need a boss, hell yeah, I paid the cost. Yaktown, Guerrillaville, land of the law. You see, I came through the storm where my anger was born. I'm Morpheus the general, and I'm changing my form. I'm changing my flow in the way this it go. And if you want the truth, it's a shame you ain't know. The game say I'm cold and I'm freezing your brain. Speaking like a G, it's so easy and plain. You can come with them gats like a tragically end, cause what I put on paper mean you died by the pen. The tune that you in, a heavy ass bass line, woofers in the trunk. Trick warned you not to test mine. Give me sticky greens, the color of the white pine, a fifth of bumpy face, or put me in my right mind. I stay ahead of the curve, only vodka make me swerve. I resurrect your mind if you sink into my words. I'm a baller in the daytime, a preacher in the night, a player on the dark side, a prophet in the night, part-time father for my daughter, it ain't right. You give them too much game and they run away in fright. The real to make them fall up quicker than some bullshit immaculate game like a nigga top of cool whip. I came through it all. Still I stand tall. The world want to know how I continue to ball. If the game need a boss, hell yeah, I paid the cost. Yaktown, Guerrillaville, land of the law. You see, I came through the flames where I lived through the pain, my only relief, master the game. Same old same, some illuminated bullshit. I organize my own clique, I unload a full clip. Never back down. I make them bitches back up. Luciferian conspiracy got our minds jacked up. Feeding hidden messages to turn us into zombies. And being all we can be in Uncle Sam's army. They bomb me in my living room, resisting arrest. Most hated in the game. Call me Ron Artest. Then open up my chest. A cardiac shutdown. Kundalini rising. Ask them hoes what now? Don't frown now. Twisted bitches, haterism, pay attention to this here. Resurrected magnetism, despotism got me moving in for the final strike. Heaven on earth when the clock strikes midnight.
And it will in about 30 minutes. Oh,
33 to be exact.
yeah. Yes. Well, it was a pleasure for us to come on. It's not like we don't talk, but we very seldom come on together. So I'm glad that you encouraged me to do this tonight. And I'm grateful for you. From the time that we crossed paths, I knew that we would end up crossing over together, and that I had the protection that I needed and the person that could tell me what I needed to know uh, along the way. And I thank you for ushering me right to my seat. I thank you. All
You're
right.
welcome.
Francis, you got anything to say? Before we close? You have to unmute if you have anything to say. TikTokers, I know I haven't been, and YouTubers, I know I have not been on lately. That's because sometimes it's best to be quiet. I don't have any other reason, but there wasn't time for me. It wasn't necessary for me. I don't have to be on YouTube and TikTok all the time to be advertising, or some things I just don't care to TikTok and YouTube about. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's best to be quiet and work in silence, and pop my head up, every now and then, to let you know Big Mama is still around, and that she doing what she's supposed to do. She cooking. Something in the kitchen is cooking on the stove. I know I got to get back to the kitchen. I know y'all enjoyed that, and I will. But Big Mama's out getting some stuff together for everybody. And so I'll be back in the kitchen soon. But in the meantime, you better be working on yourself. And if you ain't and you don't need to know, you need to get on into the 12 Steps to Sovereignty classes. And we're going to be talking about that on this Sunday while we in the background taking breaks.
Heard anybody talk about, all the woke folks? Has anybody spoke about knots? And if not, why not? Being that we are surrounded by knots.
Only person who I know that wrote about the knots was Malachi in a book called Uman and Thuman. And it's about I think he touched on the 13 knots that was put on the rope and put in the well to curse Muhammad. I just read. But there is like a naval guide to making knots. When you study shamanism, they tell you about the power of using knots to like trap energy. They'll, just like you binding the rope, you are binding the energy. In the Christian church, they tell you to bind the devil. How you gonna bind? What you gonna bind him with? Right. So you either gonna have rope to bind him, which will be tying him up at that case, or you got chains in which you need locks to lock them up. And a lock is an artificial knot used to tie two things together.
Wow. You know, was it you or Risha Stone said the original Islamic prayer necklace was knots? Who said that?
Yeah, now they do Dikra. It's called Dikra. But they changed it into beads because, you know, Catholics have their little hands in Islam too. But initially it was knots. The 99 attributes of Allah.
Yeah. They actually used to have a priest who was trusted to make the dicker. It was like he was his like family job, and he was what you would call a knot tire, in reference to the conversation, because he knew how to call on each one of the names to influence the knot that he's binding into the name.
I'm saying.
Wow.
Spiritual technology.
That's heavy.
I'm gonna tell you where you seen it and you didn't know where you was looking. You remember them shows like Nights of Arabia, and you have the prince with a rope around his waist?
Oh, I got a knot belt right here. And I'm gonna be honest, Jethro, the Clamptons. What's the name of that show? Beverly Hillbillies. That's the first time I seen a rope. The first time I seen a rope belt.
Remember, as soon as you mentioned it to me, that was the first thing I told you. Jethro had a rope belt.
Yep. And you, I was like, wow. Somebody said Zorro. I don't remember Zorro having a rope belt. Did he?
Yeah, because he wore the cape and he didn't have a buckle belt.
Man.
I'm gonna tell you where else you seen it at. You ever see the Druids with the brown robes? They all got the rope tied around their waist with the knots in it.
I was gonna say the Masonic Lodge.
Wow.
They got it too.
The signers.
Now it became heavily involved in the abilities of a longshoreman is to learn the science of tying the knots.
Wow.
Right? So when he's using these different knots, the more knots he can tie, the more experience he have as a longshoreman. And that's why they have a naval guide to knot tying. It's not until you study shamanism did you know that the practice of knot tying is tied to ancient mystic sciences, ancient mystic arts.
Deep. I like what the sister just said. Our hair Bantu knots.
All of our hairstyles was to serve a spiritual energy harvesting purpose for the soul. Your hair is your antenna. Medusa didn't have snakes, she had dreadlocks, but she was able to use what we call static electricity to make them zap motherfucker. Because she was able to maximize the output of her mitochondria and tune in to her own frequency.
Wow.
Remember, you can rub somebody's hair like this to develop static electricity. Right. So what we used to call them sacred locks, they became dreadlocks during the Mau Mau rebellion. Because the Mau Mau began to knot them up, following the tradition of the Rasta. And when they go through the Mau Mau ceremony, they either shave their hair bald or they put it in locks.
Wow. I remember one time during a relaxing moment, one of the most beautiful memories is when a sister just let her locks out and just allowed her locks to just like cascade over my face, over my neck, chest, and waist. I was like, what? Why does that feel so good? I mean, there was something to it. I was like, oh, is she trying to knock me up?
Hey, when you said that, I heard one old song saying, "This must be heaven."
Yeah. Oh, because it felt so good. It felt so good, you know. And then I'm thinking about, you know, sisters, y'all got knot magic because you can knot up a brother in that sacred night dance. Hello.
Mm-hmm. You remember that old juju trick they tell you? Get his
What?
toothbrush and tie the panties in a knot. Right? It's a certain amount of knots you got to tie the drawers in and go bury it in the front yard. Well,
Yo, I'm talking about anatomically. Have you ever met? They call them sisters. They can knot it up. You can't go nowhere.
We call that the gorilla grip. She got the gorilla grip.
No, I'm just, it's just life experiences I'm just sharing, because I was a geek,
we wouldn't get to our age if we didn't develop some life experience along the way.
Yeah, you got that right. Who would want to be our age and we say on YouTube, well, I'm a virgin. I don't know anything. Come on, y'all. There's at least, let me see. We got almost 150 years of, well, with the audience included, we got countless decades and centuries in all of the audience. We a library right here.
Absolutely.
We're a library. So I want to give a special acknowledgement to my brother who really is, I want to have him on the show also in the future, Sheikh Sufi. And I had invited him, but I think he's either in Morocco or Senegal. And one thing he did say is in Sufism, there's a lot of knots that would be considered either high science or magic.
They use them in calligraphy.
Say what?
The knots, they draw them in calligraphy.
Wow.
So remember I said
it's the intricate design of the calligraphy, and they capturing the energy of the surah.
So see, look, you remember what I said again?
Look, the Sufi is the Sophia, the Ain Sof.
Whoa.
All of their rituals are what we used to call women's rights rituals. Because there was a war and a raid on the sisterhood, the men had to teach a daughter in secret while they practice it in the open to keep this practice alive. Because we have to be able to jar our memory as to the purpose of the whirling dervish. That's an old Atlantean ceremony.
Wow.
And you had the tribes would dress in like the fire tribe. They would light the end of their dresses on fire and whirl. Wow. The water tribe, they would come in, they would wear theirs would be white with water all on the floor, and they would spin around and sling water.
Wow.
Right? But they all had to find a center. You can't continuously spin without fainting unless you find your center.
Powerful.
It's the spinning top. So in determining your spiritual balance is how well you can match your frequency and vibration to the vibration of everything going on around you. Once you find your center, now you are spinning from a pivot point. The quintessential spinning top, which is the shape of your aura.
So
that's heavy because I'm just thinking when we put a car tire on the axle